What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And today, like every single weekday, we're coming at you live from our studio in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have an exciting show today. Bitcoin has done something that has never happened in its history. What is that one thing? We'll talk about it. Also, Robin and I both have a moon project. What do we think is going to moon in the next few short weeks? We'll talk about that. And finally, Binance commingling customer funds with what's supposed to be their reserve wallet. What does this mean? We do have a poll up. Make sure you cast your vote. Was this an honest mistake, or is this another red flag for Binance? We'll discuss that and much, much more. But first, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host, Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, stale information, package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here's Sin City Crypto. We take a look at all the favorite coins out there. My particular favorite is Bitcoin, sitting right below 23,000. So, that's right. Little lower than we were yesterday. Excited?
Yeah.
For the big rally?
Very excited.
Yeah. You know what I'm
So
excited about? Meeting some of the community members that we met up yesterday. Yesterday we had BitBoy's book signing at the Link here in Las Vegas. And we ran into Destroyer and also Kyle from the chat.
Kyle Hansen.
What's that?
Kyle Hansen.
Why are you doxing him, dude, bro?
His name is literally Kyle Hansen.
Okay. But we saw Destroyer, man. This dude is straight.
He's a destroyer.
Yoked up, bro.
This dude
came in with
stacked,
with a hammer, just like.
Bro he looked like he got two basketballs as shoulders, man. The dude was, he walks up and he's like, hey, I'm not interrupting him. I'm like, no, man, what's going on? He's like, I'm part of your community. I'm a destroyer. I'm like, well, you look like a damn destroyer.
Yeah, he took my wallet. He punked me down. He was like, give me that wallet. I was like,
yeah, but anyone could do that.
Yeah, that's cool to meet those guys. So shout out to Destroyer and also Kyle. It was good to meet you guys. Hola! What's up? ¿Qué pasa? What's the problem?
Nothing. I can't. All right. So
guys, hit the like button. Get this thing going. Get this party. Look, this like button matches my shirt on the outside. See?
Wow. Not really.
It's like camouflaging.
You know what's funny? Robin tells me, he goes, hey, because we talked about changing our attire, wearing dress shirts or whatever. He's like, hey, just make sure they're like solid colors and no patterns and stuff. I'm like, all right. So I go spend $300 on solid, clothes. And this dude shows up with like patterns on his shirt. And so I'm telling you, these guys are setting me up over here, man. Thank you.
Hey, man.
The only person I got in my corner on the show is Kyler. And so Kyler, I love you. Rocco, messing up, bro.
Okay.
Anyways, so let's get into the markets. So we have Forest video today. We're going to talk about what chains have developer activity. Also, there's news. Well, there's not news, but Cardano, 50% of the nodes went down. We'll discuss that. We're also going to discuss developer activity across the board. And we're going to talk about why APTOS, and no idea what Robin's pick is, are a possibility of mooning in this in the next few short weeks. So without further ado, let's go to you, Robin, for the chart and the coin market cap.
So, taking a look at the market here, we have Bitcoin, as we said, coming in at $23,000, right at 23,000 even with 75 cents. So just to take a quick look at how we got here, we've been
looks like buying and selling is how we got there.
That is a good assumption.
Wow.
And you may be correct about that. So 21,300 is where we were. So we've been over the 21,000 mark for a full week now. But taking a look at this this nice little ascending stairs here, where we keep
Ascending stairs.
ascending stairs. Yes, it's I'm no TA guy.
No, I kind of like that.
But ascending stairs. So you go from 16,000, you make 17, you make a stop quickly at 18, followed by 19, and then
how do you not like Robin, man? Seriously, how do you not like this guy?
dude, it's
You
just
make fun of him. He's a smart dude.
man. Like I said, I'm no chart guy,
a good
but this is what you can show this chart to somebody. Be like, this is positive growth, right?
Yes,
You'd like to see this in your company's portfolio, right?
would love to see.
You'd
it
love
in
to
the
see it in
company
your personal crypto portfolio, right?
Would love it.
Yeah. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, will we take the next step? The next step would be what? 24?
25.
25?
25 is the big number. Everyone keeps
25.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we can cross 25, get over it. It is green skies. Is that green skies the thing?
AJ said yesterday. AJ said
Yes. Has to do the show with Solid Cutlass Supreme at 3 p.m.
Guys, I'm ready for the club. Okay, I'm glad you guys are laughing over here. But your boy ready for the club. Let me tell you something, all right? Your boy ready for the club, all right? Club limit today, $275.
Jimmy, when are you coming to Vegas, bro? Man, I feel like we'd have such a good time. This dude is hilarious.
We get to $275. We're gonna open up the club. You're gonna see your boy straight up dance moves in this sweet ass shirt.
What's a Cutlass Supreme? That sounds like a
It's a
chalupa.
car.
Sounds like, but is it really called
It's
a
like an
Cutlass
old
Supreme?
school
Yes.
car. Yeah.
Sounds like a
It's like
chalupa from
the,
He's
Taco
like
Bell.
a sales guy from the 80s, bro. Like a used car
Yeah.
sales dude from.
You're like one of those like briefcases.
You notice
and,
Rocco's not laughing? I wonder why.
Rocco. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Rocco.
Sorry if I'm working. Sorry.
Cutlass Supreme for Rocco. He thinks it's like a cold cut from like Jimmy John's. All right, back at it. There we go. Charts. We got biggest gainers for today is a project called Threshold T, up 122% on the week.
What
80%
is that?
on the day. I have no idea. This is the first time I've seen it. So
If you know of this project, put a one in the chat. I'm
yeah,
curious.
I don't know. I was looking at the all-time chart, which only goes back 6 months, something like that.
So it just came out.
So yeah, so it's a relatively new project. Initially came out at 13 cents down to 1 penny. So 99.5% down from all-time highs here at the lows where it was a couple weeks ago. So I wouldn't take too much into this. It's probably some kind of wallet manipulation just to get on the top 100 board. So I don't know. We'll take a look at it, see if there's any merit to this project, but more than likely it's
I mean, it's in the top
kind of
100.
speculative. So
It's in the top 100.
yeah, I mean. Some other gainers. We did have Kava, Ravencoin, Quant.
So Kava just got listed on Coinbase as well. I'm not too familiar with the project myself.
The Kava pump. Kava is a layer one chain. I don't remember what their specialty is. Ravencoin did get a lot of press when Ethereum went to proof of stake because it was one of the few remaining proof of work projects. And then Quant also rounding out up
Quant,
8% on the day.
Quant's been a bear. Click on the Quant chart. Quant's been a bear market, little Cinderella here. If you go to like the go to the 1 year, yeah, Quant's
It didn't really, it hasn't really flowed with the rest
like
of the
a
market.
massive head and shoulders was about to form.
Yeah, it hasn't really flowed with the rest of the market. Taking a look at the all-time chart, Quant was at $3 here, $5 throughout the early 2020 before the bull market of the last bull market. Did see as high as $300. So I mean, honestly,
This is an extremely low supply coin too, guys. Like 14 million.
I always kind of look at where is all-time highs versus a price now, and I always take into account the former all-time highs is a good indication of where you could expect the project to rally to in the next bull market. So something to pick up during the bear market. If you're picking this up at 150, you're not really getting too much gains if it were just across the all-time highs. Obviously, we'd like it to surpass. So I think
It was sitting under $100 for a while.
For where it is, number 35 on the coin market cap list. I think you can get way better returns from other projects.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Would you rather get in? Here's a question, and this will be a teaser to my pick. Would you rather get in at Quant at number 35 on the CoinMarketCap list, where it has a former all-time high of $350? And right now, it's essentially a 2x away from all-time highs. Or would you prefer to get into another 30, which is literally neck and neck on the market cap list, Filecoin? When you take a look at Filecoin, which it saw its all-time highs at $180 or $175, currently at $5. And so you're talking a 30x away from all-time highs. And so for me, I
want to see the supply.
So circulating supply, 369 million.
Out of what, a billion?
There is no max supply here.
Well, does it have a percentage next to it? I can't see the cameras in the way, that's why.
No.
No percentage?
No. So
I don't know, man. I want to see what their max supply is.
They don't have a max supply.
So they can just
max supply blank. There you go. So
mint it out to infinity.
Okay, so
I don't know. We would have to look into the tokenomics to see what is, obviously what are the rewards for staking. What are the incentives that they're giving to the community as far as securing the network. And then big shout out to Destroyer. Our boy dropped a $20 super chat. He said, it was great meeting you guys yesterday. I have to say, Rocco, David, and Robin are definitely the coolest guys in crypto. Everyone make sure to show your support. Well, thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
You are actually the coolest community member we've met. So
that's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
What about my boy Kyle?
He's a cool dude too.
Wow.
They're both cool.
Okay,
but my boy,
you're just saying that
he shares a passion for Mercedes just like me, bro.
Oh,
so,
of course, yeah. No, he's here. I see what he's doing. He's sucking up. He's sucking up just in case there's a day that comes that Robin. All right, so Destroyer, thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate all the support. So here's the issue with Filecoin, okay? Here you go. From CryptoRank. Max supply, 2 billion, which means there's less than 20% circulating. No bueno. For me, that's no good. I haven't looked into their inflation schedule, what percentage it is. If it's in the 3 to 5%, I think I'd be okay. If it's anything like Polkadot, closer to 10%, I would say no. But I'm also thinking about, all right, the next bull run, competitors to Quant versus competitors to Filecoin, adoption through Quant versus adoption through Filecoin. And yes, it did get up to $370. And yes, it's only a what would you say, a 2.5x away from its all-time high. But we're talking Quant, 14 million tokens, which I believe, if I'm correct, a vast majority of them are already circulating. I could be wrong. It could be close to 10, 11 million. I'm just actually going to check real quick while I have CryptoRank.io open here. So Quant, what do you guys think? The chat. If you had to buy and hold to the top of the next bull market, are you buying and holding Quant at $154, or are you buying and holding Filecoin at under $6? I'm curious, but I just want to take a look real quick. So, max supply 14.6 million, circulating supply 14.5. So more than 99% of the supply is already circulating for Quant. So you don't have to worry about token inflation. So I'm gonna go Quant, man. I'm gonna go Quant. What are you gonna
tell you, man? I think Filecoin is gonna be one of the best projects to get early exposure to. Now, also taking a look, if we're gonna get back into the my Filecoin chart here, you have from ICO came out at $20. Or technically it came out at 11. Anyways, shortly after its initial coin offering, $20 is where it kind of landed, pulled back all the way to $3 throughout the whole bear market from 2018 to 2020. And so we're right at the same level. And you're talking about a project, I think it broke into the top 10 very shortly. I think when it was the 176.
I don't think so.
It broke into the if it didn't break into the top 10, it came very close. And then I can always take a look at the snapshot here, which is March 5th. So March 5th, I'll take a look at the snapshot, see where it landed up on the.
That was actually April.
April. Oh yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah, you're right.
The chat seems to be picking quant.
So if I see the problem with Filecoins, it's not sexy. It's not a user based chain. It facilitates the underwork. So like if I told you, 15 years ago, I'm like, hey, Amazon Web Services, AWS. This is what you want to have exposure to. You at the time never heard of AWS. You'd be like, well, okay, whatever. Why do I want to invest in web services? Because everybody uses web services. Filecoin is going to be the same. It's a data management for crypto projects. And we see what
But you have other
data
projects
management does in the internet. And so if crypto is going to blow up, the top data management.
But they have tons of competitors.
Ooh, for data management.
Arweave's one of them. Data storage, Arweave's one of them. That's a big one.
Okay,
and you look at Quant.
Compared to
Quant, I can argue, doesn't really have a competitor. They're not even really a blockchain. They're software. So they're essentially like a layer 0.
Yeah, but there's so many layer zeros. There's so many layer ones.
There's not so many quants. Quant is very unique.
Okay, so what makes Quant stand out from what can they facilitate that layer ones can't and Cosmos can't?
I'm thinking about moving forward into the next bull run. What are we going to see more need for, and more? The word's not coming to me right now. But what are people going to use more? What are people going to build more? What's the utility going to look like in the next bull market? And I think one, obviously CBDCs. We've talked about it. 2, this thing is
Don't you think there's tons of competition in CBDCs? Here's the thing.
But not what Quant does.
When we talk about oracles, all chains need oracles, right? Who's the number one oracle?
Chainlink.
Okay, all chains need data. Who's the number one data chain? Filecoin, right? You can say Arweave is a competitor, but number one, it's so you're like hyper bullish on Chainlink. You think it's the greatest thing that it's ever come to man and blockchain, which
what?
You always talk about how great Chainlink is.
Chainlink is great.
Yeah.
Because
do you think the competition? Do you think another Oracle is going to replace Chainlink?
But as far as number one. But here's the thing: it's one of those projects where trust matters the most, and size of the network matters the most, and the amount of people that are feeding information into the smart contract matters the most. And so when you have something like Chainlink that's ran away from the rest of the competition by miles and miles, and you're processing billions of dollars of transactions through a smart contract, you're going to go with the gold, right? Chainlink is the gold for oracles and smart contracts.
And I could argue that Filecoin is a gold for data storage. And Arweave is far away from Filecoin.
By market cap, yes.
Exactly.
And I don't think, like, if I can have both, I would have both. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Filecoin, but you asked me, which one would you rather pick? And based off of how I think and how I want to invest, I would probably, if I had to pick only one, I would go with Quant. But if I can have both, I would just have both. And I do have both. Yeah, the chat pretty much said Quant. So
what about Sia Coin?
No idea what that is. Sia Coin? Sia is a singer, actually.
Yeah, the
very good
singer. Yeah.
SIA?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know much about Sia. But you know what I do know about? I do know about Bitcoin. And I also know that Bitcoin has done something that never in the history of Bitcoin it has ever done. Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever, ever?
Never, never.
Ever, ever?
Here it is. 4 consecutive weeks to start a year in the green. 4 consecutive weeks. But I like how on the first week, instead of putting 1 and then ST, they put 1 TH. So the first week was 2.99%. Second week was the monstrous run up from 18,000 all the way up to 21.5. That saw 21.8% return, followed by the third week at 8.77%. And we're currently in the fourth week at just under 1%. And so this has been the most bullish start to a year since this has been tracked for Bitcoin since it was trading on the market. And so, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, Robin? This is pretty intriguing to me.
Yeah, man. I think
obviously,
here's the positives though, is that you didn't get any gigantic, rallies that are unsustainable. You didn't see a rise of 80%, a rise of 40%. I mean, the biggest was the 21% rally there on the second week. But I think that bodes well because you had 3%, 8%, and then just a little over 1%. So it's natural sustained growth that isn't like, isn't going parabolic that you expect a pullback. And so I think it's healthy growth. And I don't know. I think we're going to have a few more of those weeks. We're just so far down. We bottomed out really hard after the FTX news.
Yeah.
And I mean, you had a lot of bankruptcies. I do think that the sentiment has changed in crypto and people don't necessarily want to, I don't think that people really want to sell their Bitcoin. So I think there's a lot of forced liquidations. I think the people that wanted to get out have already gotten out. And then the last drop we had was the liquidations of institutions and some of these other big crypto companies. And so I think it's a steady growth from here. I think people just see the value in Bitcoin, and that's where we're at.
And just to kind of swap over to quarterly, so far we're up 38.85%, which is the third highest first quarter currently that we've had ever. Obviously, 2013 we came in at 540%, and then 2021 Q1 103%.
You see how you had all red for the entire Q1 through 4 of last year was all red.
We've never seen that.
Yeah. And so
now we're
having a retracement, we're having a bounce. And so we had a historic year where we had nothing but red and pullback. And now it's time for the bounce. And so now it's time to recover some of those losses. So I do want to give a little love to the chat, though. We do have some new people here. If you are new, say hello so that we can drop a whole lot right back at you. So we got Zero Bird, PUBG. We got Puddles, Naomi Bolo, Dr. Death, Delmate, Jelston. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right, let's take a quick peek at macro real quick before we get into our moon picks. So here, I'll do this. So this is FinViz. I like to use this one. So just kind of take a look at the maps and see what the different sectors are doing. No, I don't want an 8.5% annuity return, even though annuities are good if you're getting on the older side. I used to sell them. All right, so technology sector so everything is kind of flat / down, okay? I believe the last time I checked, NASDAQ was down like 0.05%. Dow was down, and I'm sure Robin can pull it up. But here's something interesting that happened today. The New York Stock Exchange gets wave of sell orders, unleashing stock market chaos. They're probing a report of a technical issue that caused wild stock price swings at the market open on Tuesday, as dozens of large cap stocks suddenly plunged or spiked. They actually had to shut down trading. It's a little concerning, said Oanda senior market analyst Ed Moya. These are not your typical meme stocks. They're easily manipulated companies. These are like Morgan Stanley, Verizon, AT&T. These are some of the giants. Tuesday's transaction occurred in New York Stock Exchange listed securities and took place on other platforms, including ones overseen by NASDAQ, the CBOE, and private venues. At least 40 of S&P 500 index stocks were hit with trading halts. And so, when you hear about, we had to stop trading or Coinbase isn't working or something's going on, well, guys, obviously it doesn't happen as often in the traditional stock market, but it happens. Stuff happens. And so that kind of set everyone into a frenzy. I'm sure if you were a day trader and you're able to see these, I'm assuming you were able to make some money before they halted trading. And then something interesting I pulled up here as well. So this is Bitcoin treasuries. And it breaks it down by publicly traded companies, private companies. So just to kind of take a look at Rocco, we can actually pull a camera away. That way we can see all the numbers. So we have MicroStrategy leading with 129,000 Bitcoin, which is about 0.618% of the total supply, followed by Tesla or Scientific back up to 8,500 Bitcoin. And then the rest are essentially mining companies. You have Coinbase coming in at 4,500 Bitcoin. Some of the private companies, I believe, is the next going down here. Private companies. Mt. Gox still holds 141,000 Bitcoin. That's supposed to be released, I believe, in the next few weeks or so. A lot of people are thinking it's going to get dumped on the market. I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact, to be completely honest with you. Tezos Foundation, 24,800. And then here are all the ETFs. It currently shows that Grayscale is holding over 654,000 Bitcoin. And so this was pretty interesting. Obviously, Tesla, they sold a lot of their Bitcoin, but they still hold 10,800 Bitcoin, which is worth roughly $213 million in today's money. You remember they made $1 billion purchase back when everything was on fire. All right. What's my moon pick? Here we go. My moon pick is APTOS. And it has little to do with the project and more to do with the charts. And so this is the 1 hour chart on APTOS. And thanks to our friend AJ, he put me on this visible volume range, which I was not using. But I'm going to start using it because it's I enjoy it. So we are in a pretty nice bull flag on APTOS. And here's why I say moon, okay? The reason I say moon is when we break out of this, right? And if I hide the flag and I throw on the Bollinger Bands, you guys can kind of see that this thing is getting ready to pop. So this thing has constricted. And so anytime the Bollinger Bands constrict, we should see a move to the upside. The thing is, if we do break out, where's resistance? Like $14.37. If you don't count the wick, that was at $14.50, which is well in range of the breakout of this bull flag. And so once this thing breaks out, if it does break out, if this pattern plays out and Aptos breaks out, who knows where it'll stop? Could it stop at $20? Could it stop at $25? Could it stop at $30? No one knows because there's no historical data. There's no levels of resistance. And so if you got in at Aptos at $12 or if you wait to come down here at the lower end of this range, right around $12.22, of course, I'm not telling you to do this, not financial advice, but you might be looking at a 4 or 5x in a bear market where everything right now is kind of flat. So that's something I am keeping my eye on, and I probably plan on putting a trade, but my entry, I want to get in closer to this $12.54 range. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you are leverage trading, it can mean the difference between having a lot of money and not a lot of money. So what's your coin, Robin? I'm assuming it's Filecoin because you said.
It was an early peak. And once again,
explain yourself.
I'm just simply going off of the price for the last bear market being pretty much on par for where it is now. And you can look at Cardano as an example. So Cardano, so here, I'll actually pull up the Cardano chart. And you know what, I'll keep Filecoin open. Pull up the Cardano chart. And so Cardano has a very similar time frame as far as how long it's been at market. And so Cardano comes out shortly after its ICO, it rallies to $1, and then it pulls back to 4 cents. So it trades under 5 cents for most of the bear market here, right? So you can see here all of 2018 to basically 2020. I mean, you can say it got as high as 6 cents, but here you had it at 3 cents. So for a long time, 5 cents. Let's just call it that. And then you go through the bull market. It gets as high as almost $3, so $2.80. And so here, massive gains. What's the how many X's you get to so a 10X would be 50 cents. So you got 60X, right?
Or what?
For Cardano at 5 cents to $2.80. So yeah. So for every dollar you put in, you get you return on about 60. So you put in $100, you're at 60 grand. And so
$6 grand.
Is it 6 grand?
Yeah.
60? $100, 6 grand. Okay, pretty good. So taking a look where it is now. So at what was 5 cents massive rally. Here we're at a quarter, so we're still 5 times above where you could have entered in the last bear market. So last bear market entry point was around 5 cents. This bear market, the entry point is somewhere around 30 cents. And so you're 5-6 times more expensive to get in now than you did in the previous bear market. And taking a look at Filecoin, very similar chart here. When you go to the all-time, and so most of the bear market traded at $5, $4, $3. Here you're getting pretty much the same value with the same upside from the bull market rally. And so for me, it's just about this entry point, man. Because I know that in the next bull market, it's gonna do this again. Now, how high will it go? I don't know, but it's gonna have a big rally next.
You're not worried about token inflation?
I don't know enough about tokenomics to speak on it.
Well, you've said multiple times you want to see over 50%, and we're at less than 20.
Okay, but what are they issuing? But how are they issuing out tokens? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to speculate. Now, if the tokenomics are broken and they're issuing out massive amount of tokens, then sure. I haven't got into Filecoin yet. I was looking for an entry point. I think I might pull the trigger. I'll probably do some research on it. I'll probably get into it. I feel like the same thing as that we were looking at Cardano. 60x's here, man. I truly believe 30 to 60x's off of this. And so for every $1,000 I put into this, I'm going to get back 30 grand to 60 grand. And all I got to do is wait 2 years. It's pretty cush, right? You put a rack in now, you pull out probably 50 grand in 2 years.
I don't want to wait 2 years.
And this is just off of history, man. And you know it's going to rally again. You just got to figure out how high is it going to rally. And it's going to probably get close to all-time highs in the past. And I mean, you can look at Bitcoin is the same thing. Does the same thing, man. Like, okay, where was Bitcoin? Okay, here it was $100, rallied to 1,000, and then it dropped. And then it rallied again to 16,000, then it dropped. You know it's coming. It's the same chart over and over again for all projects. And here, there's another route. There it is. Each time each time you go through these markets, these little blips, they become little blips. These giant moves, man. I don't know. So yeah, that's my gold pick, man. Okay. I've been kind of beating that Filecoin drum for the last month or so. I do want to give a shout out to Crypto Billy. Only one Billy there, but Crypto Billy. He says, for the record, I like Shirt Rob. Elvis is my hero. Hello. What's up? Do I have the Elvis look going on today? What's up? Little Elvis?
Way worse.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can see the Elvis look. And Jimmy dropped 10 gifted memberships as well. Big shout out to you, Jimmy. Much love.
All right, let's get into our other piece of news. So we covered Bitcoin, historical, something that's never done before. We covered our moon picks, our gains. Now we're going to cover Binance. And before we end the poll, we're going to take the poll down in about 5 minutes. Make sure you cast your vote. It's at the top of this chat. All right.
Matter of fact, I want to know what the chat thinks real quick. Since we already have a poll up, but guys, if you think APTOS is more primed to pop off, put a 1 in the chat next bull market. What's going to return more gains? APTOS, put a 1 in the chat. 2, Filecoin. Who's going to outperform who next bull market if you were to enter in right now?
All right. Binance. Some people don't think this is a big deal. Some people think this is a big deal. This is from Crypto Slate. Binance mixes user funds with B token collateral by mistake. Now, what is B token collateral? We'll get into that here in a second here. So, world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, and why the hell did this prompt up? Has acknowledged that it has mistakenly stored, token reserves and user funds in the same wallet. Now, if you remember, the New York Department of Financial Services came out and said, do not commingle customer funds. This was a day ago, possibly 2 days ago. And a day or 2 days later, we have this news. Reserves for nearly half of the 94 tokens issued by Binance, referred to as B tokens, are stored in a single wallet called Binance 8. The wallet contains more assets in reserve than required as collateral for the issued B tokens. For instance, Binance 8 had a reserve of almost 22,700% for Origin's OGN token as of January 23rd. This indicates that the wallet also contains user assets on the exchange. Mixing of B token collateral with customer assets is contrary to Binance's own guidelines. A Binance spokesperson told Bloomberg, quote, Binance 8 is an exchange cold wallet. Collateral assets have previously been moved into this wallet in error and referenced accordingly on the B token proof of collateral page. Binance is aware of this mistake and is in the process of transferring these assets to dedicated collateral wallets. The mixing of B token collateral with user funds makes it difficult to ascertain if Binance has enough reserve to back the B tokens it has issued. So, what's an example of a B token? Binance pegged USDC. Binance pegged Cardano. Binance pegged anything. So Binance has their BUSD that is issued by Paxos. You ever notice there's BUSD and there's a Binance peg USD? The reason that's different is because they use the actual BUSD from Paxos and they use that as collateral and then issue a new Binance peg token, essentially creating a token out of thin air. And that's what they do. And so with this story here, you're supposed to be backed 1-to-1. And when you're mixing customer deposits with what you're supposed to have as a reserve, it shows the token is more collateralized than what it really is. To me, this is an extremely big issue. It is a huge red flag. Some people are saying it's not a big deal. It's all the same money. That's not supposed to be like that. The whole point is if you understand how this thing works and how they raise money, oh, we want to raise money based off of this token. Well, whether that's their BNB token or whatever peg token they have, if you're inflating your numbers that is being collateralized, you're giving false hope and trust. False
Also
trust
called
to people.
shady.
Yeah.
There you go.
So is this a red flag or you think it was an honest mistake?
They said it was a mistake, man. Maybe I should take him for his word.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think that this was publicly known. I think they were going to get called out on it. I think they realized it, and because of that, they went ahead and apologized. I'm sure they weren't the first person to notice it, right?
How many times have they apologized, Robin? They apologized when news came out about the whole Binance and the Paxos thing.
They are a very large exchange. They're not. Nobody's going to run perfectly. Like you can look at any company. You can say,
why does this not happen to Coinbase?
I can say, David, what is your?
Why does this not happen to Coinbase?
Okay.
Why does this not happen to KuCoin?
Look, I could literally be like, yo, why? Like, first of all, I'll be like, give me your five favorite companies.
Why is it the same people though? Why is it always the same people that have to come out and apologize because they made a mistake or they overlooked something? At what point do we hold their feet to the fire?
I'm just saying, companies make mistakes, man. And as I was saying, pick 5 companies that you think are blue chip companies that are like that do no wrong. And you know what? I bet you they got all kinds of stains and boo-boos and mistakes on their resume. I mean, you can look at Twitter. Like before Elon Musk got there, right? You would probably think that Twitter's pretty buttoned up, right? At least I did. Maybe I'm delusional.
You are delusional. Who the hell thought Twitter was buttoned up?
I thought it was.
People's posts were literally, but you were never
maybe
on
I should
Twitter,
button
so
up
you would
this
never
shirt here,
understand.
you know what I'm saying? But
no, in all seriousness though, dude, how many times are we going to come out and have CZ come out and say, yeah, it was a mistake, or I forget what else they did. They said, oh yeah, that was a mistake too. Now the news comes out that they were the number one, I don't want to say creditor, but
okay,
the whole Bits Lotto thing, they funneled the most money through Binance.
You think Coinbase is this like elegant
They're not
princess
perfect.
here that
But
makes
they
no
don't
mistakes.
commingle customer funds and say, oops, sorry, guys.
I bet you they have in
My
their
bad.
past. I bet you
They're-
they have in their past. So you think that Coinbase is never in the history of Coinbase?
We're talking
moved
about
some
something
funds to
that's
the wrong
proven
spot.
versus something that you're speculating on. You can't compare the two. I don't
You're
know what Coinbase has done.
You're speculating that there was more of this commingling done, and so
It's not speculation. Binance came out and said, we're sorry,
yeah.
which means they did it.
So you believe that they did it more than that one time, right?
I don't know, but I know they did it once, and that's
And
enough
you don't
for
think
me.
you don't think Coinbase has ever done it once?
Unless someone proves they have done it, then I'll
Man,
change
get
my
outta
narrative.
here, bro.
But as of right now, no, they haven't done it.
You don't think, bro? All of these
Prove it.
exchanges,
Prove it. Prove it.
There is no proof, bro.
Okay, then shut your mouth and go with the facts.
Right. Look,
The fact is, Binance was commingling customer funds with a wallet that was supposed to be collateral for their
I
own
get it.
issue token.
They're not supposed to do that. I get it. They're not supposed to do that. But what I'm telling you is that this industry, that's how it runs from top to bottom. Market makers manipulate prices, exchanges profit off of that, and you know what? They leverage debt from one another, and they cook the books, bro. That's our industry from top to bottom. And I don't care who it is. I don't care if you're publicly traded. This is what our industry does. And you think that all of a sudden, because Binance gets called out on a one time, they're the ugly kitten here. No, the whole batch, the whole litter is like this, bro. Just some people are more full of fraud than others. That's why you got to practice decentralization, get a goddamn hardware wallet, because you know what? All these exchanges do it. They just got called out on it. And I'm sorry, bro. That's how it is. That's our industry, bro. Hey, ugly kitty, bro. The whole litter is ugly.
Never heard anybody say that.
You know what? I just made it up, bro. That's right. Let's get a little love to the chat here. All right, so we got a few new people. We got Christopher Stemmer, Jason Mack, In My Hero, Skyseam, Tiago, Pedro, Traveler of the Two Worlds, The R Factor, Oxpen, Cindy, Mac Danos, Sammy Doge Master, and to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Sammy
Guys,
Doge
hit the
Master,
like
yeah.
button. Let's get this thing going. I want to open up the club tonight. We got one of our homies, one of my friends that I grew up with from back home in studio. Braswell, say what's up, bro. He can't hear us, but just give a wave to the camera over there, right there. There it is. That's my homie.
He was telling us some stories, and we tried to put him on a mic in front of him, but
That's my
Robin
boy.
wouldn't let us.
That's my boy right there. I grew up with him, man. We used to be former roommates. Good to have you here in Vegas, bro, hanging out with us. He's been clowning on my shirt all day. He said I bought it at Ross.
That's
man.
why I like him.
appreciate that, man. So,
We're actually hiring you. We can't pay you, but you want to join the team? Come on, bro. Let's make it. Hey,
now-
that's all we need, baby. Then it's 3 versus 2. All right, so we did. So I ended the poll, and Binance says commingling customer funds were reserved was a mistake. Do you believe them? 69% of you said no. It's a red flag. 30% of you said yes. It was an honest mistake. Where the other 1% go, I don't know. It's supposed to be 100%. Okay. All right. Let's get into some other news. So, the SEC commissioner, Ms. Crypto Mom, Hester Pierce, has reiterates the point of crypto as markets aim for recovery. This is sourced from Cointelegraph. Hester Pierce said that after a terrible year, industry players need to remember what crypto is really about. Pierce believes Pierce believed there were valuable takeaways from the series of problems that arose last year. She said, quote, underlying these lessons is the truth that technology takes time to develop and often must combine with innovative developments in other fields to realize its full potential. The SEC commissioner underscored that the industry must always keep in mind that crypto is not about driving the prices up and dumping tokens to someone else. Pierce highlighted that the industry must remember that the underlying technology is about solving a trust problem and how people can interact and transact with people they don't know. She said, traditionally, people have looked to centralized intermediaries or government to solve this problem, but technology like cryptography, blockchain, and zero-knowledge proofs offer new solutions. Now, Robin is skeptical of Hester Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Ben talked about this yesterday on his book tour. I'm not as skeptical. Would I be surprised if she turned into another Gary Gensler where she talked good and then came in? No. Do I think it's likely? No.
She works for a branch of the government that is actively trying to destroy crypto Sure, Gary Gensler is the chair there, but there's been no time in the history of the SEC that you've been like, SEC supports crypto. They've been trying to squash it. They gave a pass to Bitcoin. They gave a halfway pass to Ethereum, and then they've retracted on it. And so nothing that comes out of this agency speaks highly of crypto in my eyes. And you know what? Hester Pierce, she's been vocal about crypto, but I think that's just the distraction. It's the, we're not completely against crypto because, look at Hester. She likes crypto, but she's doing nothing about it.
Look at Hester.
And so that's what it is, bro. She's a pretender, bro. It's good cop, bad cop, man. Gary Gensler, he's bad cop. Hester Pierce, she comes in and butters him up, like, oh, hey, it'll be okay. We do like crypto here. We're doing nothing about it, but we do like crypto.
But what's the point of doing that, though?
I told you, it's so that way you can fall back and be like, we don't absolutely hate crypto. We're just trying to regulate it and make it use time-tested securities laws that were implemented in the 1930s to protect user assets and to make sure that people are safe. And you can see we're not completely hating on it because we have a lady here that endorses it. And I think that's the public image that they portray. Now, maybe she absolutely does love crypto. But unfortunately, nothing's getting done from the SEC. Zero. Nothing has been done.
That's a lie. Backwards. That's a lie. Give credit where credit's due. They took $1 million from Kim Kardashian. They took $100 million from BlockFi. They took $45 million from Nexo. They're doing stuff, man. They're lining their pockets, and they're actually getting ready for. Maybe they're running out of money to defend against or to go after Ripple. And so now they're like, well, screw it. We'll just sue the companies that don't have enough money to go to litigation, and they'll just pay up the fee, and we'll use that money to. All right, let's keep this thing moving. I don't have much to say on this, but it was just interesting because we talked about it yesterday. I would like to give Hester Pierce benefit of the doubt, but again, I would not be surprised if she came in there and did the same thing Gary did a complete 180, talks good about crypto, and then when she's in charge, you can actually do something positive for the space she talks positively about. She does the complete opposite. Would not surprise me. All right.
It's going to be the next Jamie Dimon.
I hope not. Please don't. Crypto Mom is a really cool nickname. I don't want that to go away.
I don't know.
All right. Some more bad news for Solana. As Twitch's co-founder, their Solana gaming platform, Fractal, is expanding and moving to Polygon. So we had DGods move from Solana to Polygon. Utes moved from Solana to Polygon. And now a Web3 gaming service, which was founded by Twitch's co-founder, is also moving from Solana to Polygon. Now, this is a source from Decrypt. Fractal, which is the Web3 gaming platform that began on Solana in 2021, is coming to Polygon. Wait till you hear what the guy had to say, the founder. With the move, Fractal has brought its same Web3 gaming suite and features set to Polygon, including a marketplace for in-game NFTs, a launchpad for minting new projects, and support in the form of running esports tournaments. This is what I believe his name is Justin Kan. Justin Kan, co-founder of Twitch, founder of this Web3 gaming thing. Our goal is to support game developers, and part of that is being wherever the game developers want to be, and a lot of them want to be on Polygon, to be honest. The developers want to be on Polygon. Why are we so bullish on Polygon? I mean,
institutions are there. It kind of makes sense, right? Here's the thing. Like, let's just say you make an app, right? Say you make a new game for a cell phone. You can either launch it on iOS, aka Apple. You can launch it on Samsung, or you can launch it on mobile track phone, prepaid network. Obviously, it would be a no-brainer to go on one of the top two protocols, right? And so Polygon, that's where people are building. That's where the institutions are at. That's where companies are partnering with. And people are leaving Solana. They're leaving. People are leaving. Retail is leaving. Venture capital is leaving. Everything is leaving. Now, not to say that it won't bounce back. But right now, it's a flash sale. It's a liquidation. It's a everything must go. And sometimes businesses go out of business or businesses close up shop, they reopen, whatever, they change locations, and hey,
You think it's going to be
they
a zombie?
bounce back.
You think
I
it's
don't
going to be a? You think in the next bull run, Solana's going to be a zombie chain like EOS?
I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks. Chat, guys, let me know. Do you think Solana will ever cross the old all-time high? $247, 10x away from where it is. Will we ever see a $250 Solana token ever again? Put a 1 in the chat if you think yes. Put a 2 in the chat if it's a hell no. 2, no. Yeah, 1, yes. All right.
What's your vote?
I don't think it will. I think next bull market, I think it gets up to about $150, $180 at most. I don't even think it cracks 200. And then then you take the next 10 years, lower and lower, less relevant, and I think it fades, kind of like you were saying. I don't think it's going to be an abrupt collapse, but now with that said, I mean, you can look at Apple. Apple came out hard, bro. Apple came out hard. They had the Mac, and then they had the Mac Colors thing that you would have in like high schools, and nobody ever used it. Nobody ever built on it. And then lo and behold, they came out the gates. They revitalized. They changed their company's motto. They came out with the iPad, the iTunes, iPod. Then they did the phone. Anyways, you can turn a company around, especially after you've had a taste of greatness.
But let me tell you something.
But I don't think it's likely.
Let me say something on the flip side, guys. If Solana does not only reclaim its previous all-time highs, but makes new all-time highs, that could be one of the best investments in the last, I could say, 2 to 3 years.
But the risk versus reward.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying.
Here's
even at $20.
Look, this is so during the run up, it was between $20 and $40. I mean, ICO was $3. It's still way
Solana
overpriced for entry point, man. I think maybe you could make that case when it was at $10. I think now at $25,
I know a lot of people picked up Solana at $10.
I think right now at $25, I don't think it's worth it, man. I think the returns that you would expect from $25 Solana compared to where the price could realistically go in the next 5 years, I don't see it. If you buy it at $5, I mean, at $25, a 10x is $250, man. It's just, you think it's gonna crush it? You think it's gonna? I think you easily get a 10x from Cardano.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, if it does, and let's just say Solana would have,
I think the boat has sailed. I think maybe you could have made that argument at $10. At $25, I don't think that it's gonna be some life-changing money. I really don't, man. I mean, unless Solana replaces Ethereum 10 years from now, I mean, I just don't see the value. $25. I mean, what do you think a realistic price would be? $500?
That's my biggest question for Solana has been, without Alameda and FTX manipulating, what would the token have reached in the previous bull market?
And so exactly,
and that's the question I don't have the answer to.
But even irregardless of that, how much can this thing pump from the price it currently is at? It's just, it can't rally that much. I mean, for where it is on the coin market cap list, it is still right. It's at top 10. I mean,
you don't think this could be $100 billion?
No, I truly do not, man. I do not think so. A 10x would put it at $90 billion. It was there before. It just does not have the support, man. Polygon is going to pass this. I mean, Avalanche is going to pass it. Cosmos is going to pass it. Chainlink is going to pass it. And I think Near Protocol is going to pass it. File, Quant, Algorand, Hedera. It's all going to. All of these are less risk averse, in my opinion, in the top 30 than to go with a top 10 project with diminishing returns.
No, unless you bought it over $200. That's the thing. That's a good entry point.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. Yes. If you were in, I was in over $200 when I bought in.
You still holding it, Rocco?
I'm still holding it. I've been burned. I don't want to do anything with that, but I need to.
But you're not buying any. I mean, actually, you could bring your cost average down by buying,
exactly.
But I don't even know that's a good idea, bro.
I would have bought more if I was Rocco. I would have bought more at $10.
Yeah, no, what I do is
I think your price out.
I know
you get
10.
a neighbor and take it out.
Yeah.
$10, $25 is not that far apart, but it really
not far
is,
apart.
man. It really is, man. I mean, you're talking a 2.5x.
For me, there's too many question marks to for sure say yes. Solana will be in the top 10 when crypto market cap is at $6, $7, $8 trillion. Can I see Solana having 200-300 billion if they are one of these institution chains and they fix their problems and investor sentiment comes back? Yeah. Do I think they can? Yeah, but there's way too many questions for me to confidently say that. But all I'm saying is, if that does happen, which is a possibility, Solana could be a great investment.
There was some ones in the chat. There was more twos for sure.
Project I really hate is Kadena.
Jovan put a 1 and a 2. Okay. Come on, make up your mind.
I really hate Kadena.
And then you said you hate Kadena.
Yeah, I'm just giving HP some crappy.
Okay.
Some craps. Speaking of craps, do you like craps or roulette? That's a little off topic.
I'm a roulette guy, man.
I like craps, man. Have you ever played craps? Craps is fun.
Yeah. I mean, I played all the table
Bro,
games,
I got on a heater one time, bro. You know that movie Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase?
Mm-hmm.
I was like Rusty. Like 7, 7, 11, 7, 4, hit the 4, then 6, hit the 6, then another 7, and then I crapped out.
I thought it was him. It was 7 in a row.
Yeah, but he's a
something
liar. I don't lie.
Your
boy hit 77, 7.
Well, you know,
Tell the
there
story,
there
tell the
is.
story.
So, in case y'all didn't know, the boy one time
No, please.
did roll 77 sevens in a row and Las Vegas. Boy, straight hot, man. Let me get a thumbs up. That's right. Boy.
You see what I'm
Can
saying?
I-
Like that deserves an applause.
It does. It absolutely does. It's one of my strongest achievements. I'm just letting y'all know. Also,
R Factor said, "What do you think of Flow now?" I still love Flow. I actually continue to buy when it dipped under $1. So I'm still bullish. on
why
Flow.
haven't y'all hit the likes button?
Nothing's changed.
Why have you not hit the like button? Yes, you. Why haven't you hit the like button?
I am so like,
What's up?
I'm just upset, man.
About the
No,
like
shut
button?
up.
No,
I give you an
about,
applause. Okay, I give you an applause.
no, I don't want an applause.
Give him a, there you go. You
I
feel
don't want
better
an
now,
applause.
David?
No.
You feel better?
All right. So we didn't get a chance to show Forest Fast 5 yesterday. Things got a little crazy. We weren't expecting 2 guests on the show, but we did. Anyways, it was a great time. So today we're going to be showing Forest Fast 5, and it highlights developer activity and what chains are in the lead. And so let's go ahead and take a gander here. And Rocco, we ready?
Let's try.
Blockchain projects have the most developers and developer activity. We can see that here at this website, developerreport.com. I am not affiliated or sponsored by this website whatsoever. In fact, I've done very little digging into the methodologies of how they actually count developers and developer activity, but I still find it very interesting nonetheless. Interestingly, in the entire space, we've seen, not surprisingly, a pullback in both part-time developers and full-time developers. Again, I don't know how they classify a part-time versus full-time and where they're getting their data from. But this data is as of about a month ago, December 15th. So I don't know if they update this quarterly or monthly or what, but it's been an interesting resource and very revealing. So if we go down here to the top ecosystems, monthly active developers, we list ecosystems with the most full-time developers out of the top 200 ecosystems by network value. So it doesn't really tell us much about their methodologies. However, if we sort for full-time developers as of December 15th, we see that Ethereum is in the lead with nearly 2,000. Now, if there's nearly 2,000 people, more than double the amount of devs on the next highest. That's a reason to be bullish on Ethereum and the Ethereum ecosystem. Now, I don't know if this counts layer 2s as part of Ethereum. You know, we see Polygon down here with 253. Again, I'm not familiar with their methodologies, but as an ecosystem as a whole, Ethereum seems to be in the lead in both full-time developers and total developers. If we include the part-timers, we're over 5,700 total devs on ETH. So that's confirmation for me, for my bias towards being bullish on ETH. Now, interestingly, I did not expect this. Now, I had heard this stat before that Polkadot had a ton of developers and developer activity, But interestingly, they have 752, which is more than Cosmos. Cosmos surprised me a lot here as well. Cosmos with a ton of developers. Again, I don't know if there's bias towards these layer ones and layer zeros having more developers, because maybe they're counting all the individual projects that are building on Cosmos, on Polkadot, and on Ethereum, which are obviously very vast, large ecosystems. But then one that really stuck out to me that I knew there was a lot of developer activity on Solana, but I wasn't sure where it actually stacked up. In terms of total developers, if we include the part-timers over here, Solana is number 2 to Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has almost 3 times the amount of Solana, but Solana actually has more devs than Dot, Cosmos, and Polygon. Polygon really coming in strong for a layer 2 here. And there's, we could debate whether or not they're actually a layer 2, but we'll call them a layer 2. 1,100. And all of these projects have more active developers than Bitcoin, which is also very interesting. Another one that surprised me, Near Protocol, 781 total developers. That is a lot for an ecosystem and for a layer 1 that is behind a lot in market cap, behind a lot of these other projects. Cardano always, touted for having a lot of development activity in monthly active developers. 460 total devs, 163 full-time devs. Internet Computer, Starknet, this is definitely one to watch and one that we're actually seeing high growth in, as it's relatively new. There's no token yet, but there's speculation that there could potentially be an airdrop. So this is going to be a very interesting ecosystem to see come alive. Now, one that surprised me as far as being ranked lower and having fewer devs than I would have expected was Avalanche. Now, whether or not that's a good or a bad thing is yet to be determined. It's not like they're slacking over there. 95 full-time developers and 332 total devs is pretty solid, but we did see a little bit of a pullback year over year, which is a little bit concerning. We also saw a pullback in BNB and basically, the tiny pullback in Bitcoin. Otherwise, we're seeing some surges happen in various coins. Now, APTOS is new, so these APTOS and SWI are both very new. So those increases are obviously going to be from very low numbers. Arbitrum coming in pretty solid. Otherwise, there's some down here that have surprisingly low numbers of developers. But I find this to be an interesting resource. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
In the chat as well, they said not necessarily a good thing to have more devs. Can you make an argument for why having more devs is a negative thing?
Like, I think what he might be saying is that it's not necessary. Like, you could take the case of Bitcoin. You don't really need devs, right? I mean, you don't need to expand on the utility of Bitcoin. Now, some Bitcoin maxis could make that argument, but at the end of the day, altcoins and what they're supposed to provide is it's supposed to provide the infrastructure and emerging technology that's going to replace what we have now in certain areas. And so when it comes to the smart contracts, when it comes to the music and entertainment industry, to digital ownership, to contracts as far as your traditional contracts, your car title, also just maybe your identification. We're seeing that in Korea. These things, you need people building on these chains. You need new companies coming in and offering services and products. That's what they're built for. And so if you're touting yourself as a layer 1 that is supposed to disrupt technology that we have, you got to have builders. How many developers are building on iOS? How many developers are building on Samsung? How many developers are building for Google, for Amazon? Like, these companies have partnerships, and that's how they grow. And the entire premise behind layer 1s is exactly that. If you want Ethereum to be the go-to smart contract, you need 100 times as many developers, 1,000 times as many developers as you have now.
But here, HP brings up a good point. Said you can have 1,000 devs, but if only 5 are good, that's all that matters.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
So
yeah, you can have.
Would you rather
you can
have-
have 100,000 developers making Apple apps. You only need 5. You need Uber. You need freaking the maps. You need the list goes on. Whatever your go-to apps are, your Spotify. You know what I mean? You can have a 1,000 different Spotifys. That's fine, but you only need the cream's gonna rise to the top, and that's what it is, bro.
So would you rather have 5 really good developers or 100 mediocre developers?
The more, the better.
Would you rather have 100
You
mediocre?
would rather have 1 million developers because there's gonna be standouts. There's gonna be diamonds in the rough. There's gonna be
Or
companies.
there's going to be people that mess up.
If you have,
like everything.
if you
I mean,
have,
you can
if
tell
you
about
if you buy a phone and there's only 10 apps available in the App Store, that they failed. But if you go to the App Store and you search,
That's literally not the same thing.
it is the
You're
same
comparing
thing.
apples to grapefruits.
No, it's how many products and services does something offer. The more developers, the more products
But
and
the
services.
blockchain is different because they're all working on the same exact thing.
They're not working on the same exact thing. They're working on all kinds of
A
different things.
developer on Solana is not the same as a developer developing games for an app store.
The devs, they don't work for Solana. The devs are teams, dApps, and services that are building on the chain. So if I decide I want to open up a DEX and I open it up on Solana and I am now
I
a developer,
the
I'm a dev
disconnect-
for that number.
The disconnect in this convo is I'm referring more to devs working on the layer one, and you're kind of referring to devs in the whole
The
ecosystem.
metric he's going over, those numbers are
ecosystem.
how many companies,
in the
quote unquote,
ecosystem. Yes.
are building on the chain.
Developers in the ecosystem.
Yes.
It could be layer one, it could be dApps,
It's
whatever.
not layer one. They're not the people that the layer one is the code. So Cardano, IOHK, there's no metric on how many devs they have. I'm sure you can research how many people are creating Cardano code or working for Cardano. That's different than how many companies are building on it. That metric that he was talking about, that's how many people are building on the ecosystem. Devs.
I don't have the cricket, but I will put it out.
There you go.
I had it.
What? Of course
So.
you would. What do you guys think? So Forrest talked about he was surprised Avalanche was what are you laughing at over there?
I was actually saying something good of you, and you just
No, I don't believe it. So, anyways, Forrest said there's not a lot of developers on Avalanche. Do you think that's going to change with the AWS thing, and are people going to be more bullish on Avalanche to come in and build out on their ecosystem?
I don't know what's going on with Avalanche. Obviously, I think they're known for catering to institutions versus retail. So I think they're going to have less devs because they're not building the massive NFTs and the DEXs. They're more focused on institutions. Speaking of devs, well, we take a look at this right here. So we have NFT MFers when devs announce staking for a worthless token.
What the hell? Is
So this is, if you're wondering when the devs announced staking for worthless NFT token,
You know what this looks
this
like?
is the dance. That
This
you
was the
typically see.
Ethereum Foundation party when they were doing the merge.
This is the church that actually my friend Jason Braswell goes to. Jason,
Really?
isn't that your church that you visit? No? There you go. He has no microphone. He can't. He said yes if you couldn't hear him. He said yes. So it's nice of you to show.
Was that you in the front?
This is the one with the tambourine. So,
All right. I can't.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right,
if you
guys,
want.
All right. Where were we? Cardano. Cardano went out last night, didn't it?
Yeah.
It went down.
It went down.
Is it back? Is it
went
working?
down
down
actually
for, like,
on,
for,
I believe,
like-
Sunday
It
night.
was slow for like
So-
3 minutes.
2 minutes was the total.
Well, everyone over exaggerates. I actually think this is I talked about this on our ATB yesterday, which, by the way, we're on Around the Blockchain again today. I was on yesterday. Robin's going to hop on today. Make sure to come support and drop an hola in the Around the Blockchain chat. And make sure you put a +1 when Robin's speaking, unless he starts butchering names and starts talking
No,
about
you want a +1
77
no matter
cents.
what. Come on.
You see what I'm saying? All right, I keep beating a dead horse here. The horse is dead. It's been dead, and I keep beating it. But I'll keep beating it. So this is from, so just real quick recap from Cointelegraph. Cardano recovers from an outage on 50% relay and block producing nodes. Now it's important, 50% of these nodes got disconnected. So what happened? Blocks were still being produced. It's just they were being produced at a slower pace. No one had to come in and shut it down. No one had to restart the chain. It just naturally came back. The nodes disconnected, and then they reconnected in a decentralized manner without the inner, whatever word that is, from anyone at IOHK
Yeah.
or IOG or
Intervention?
Yeah.
intervention. Thank you, Kyler. No one can count on you, my friend.
Intervention.
All right, so this is kind of what it looked like. We saw that big dip, and then when it stabilized, it came back to around 87.4%. Now, again, network went down or nodes went down, but blocks continued to be produced. Unlike when Solana goes down, blocks completely stop being produced. It has to be shut down and restarted again. So I can argue this is actually a positive for Cardano. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Mr. Hoskinson and his dev team, developer team, is looking into what happened, why, and how they can stop it from happening again. At least it happened during a bear market where usage is not as high as it would be, let's say, when Cardano in 5 years fully adopted, dApps built everywhere, everyone's using it. It would be a lot worse then versus now. So I think it's good it happened now, and a lot more positive came out than the narrative of, oh, Cardano went down. Do you agree with the sentiment, Robin?
Yeah, obviously they just withstood a network
The node
slowing. Yeah, the nodes cutting off and no intervention, like you said. Here's so I listened or watched the Charles Hoskinson's his kind of like video addressing this, and so they don't know what happened. But he did say that it's a very complex network and that sometimes multiple things just happen at one particular time. And whatever that was, it triggered the nodes to boot off the network. He said it's highly unlikely to happen again. It is somewhat concerning, right? It has to be. I mean, it's concerning for them. And so it should be concerning for you if you are in the ecosystem. With that said, he's saying highly unlikely to happen again. But it does show the resiliency of the network for it to go through an issue like that, whether or not it was a malicious attack from a hacker, perhaps, or something else going on. It's good to see that. Now, he also went to say that with further upgrades, the likelihood, we have what's the next? Is it Shelly mainnet coming on next? Right?
You talking about the eras?
Yeah, what's the
Voltaire
next?
is next.
They have some hard forks in the future. and in the
Hard forks, I
pipeline.
don't know. But the next era we're going into is Voltaire, which is
Voltaire.
governance,
Yeah.
which will make Cardano,
So,
I believe it could make Cardano the most decentralized layer one out there.
so with all of the upgrades that are coming out, this becomes less and less likely. And, it just goes to show you that, through the kind of the methodical building that they have, where they have so many safeguards, it seems to be working, right?
Does seem to be
And
working.
so no money lost, no blocks lost. And so there you go.
So Robin, I have some good news here.
Also got some good news. Crypto Music has been a member for 2 months.
Thank you, music. I like music. What kind of music do you like? You look like
Let's do like a boxer.
You like dogs? So, you know what? I kind of diversify. It's kind of in the mood. I go through my little swings. Right now, I'm back into hip hop and rap as well. But I will be shifting to reggae and or rock alternative in the near future. Maybe a little pop. You never know.
Now, what kind of music do you listen to pregame before you sell the Cutlass Supremes?
Oh man,
Is it rock?
this
hard
is
metal?
definitely some
callback.
reggaeton right now, bro. I'm just letting you know. And I do want to give a little shout out to the chat. We do got Chase Crypto, Crypto Damas, Hoven, Jackie Tucker, David Taylor, Greg Page, Lil Bert. To all of you, hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
What up, little Bert? Little Uzi Bert. All right. So this was shared from someone so he came on a show last week. We loved having him on the show. And guess what, guys? He will be joining us for our FOMC special. It's none other than the man Caleb Franzen. This gentleman worked in traditional banking, corporate banking to be more specific. He's got a great gauge on not just macro, but Bitcoin and crypto. He showed some charts on our channel, amazing analysis. And he tweeted this today. The year-over-year rate change in the M2 money supply is officially negative, down 1.3% relative to December of 2021, based on the Fed data. This is the first year-over-year decline on record. But it also said, however, M2 did contract year-over-year during the Great Depression. Historic tightening is still underway unequivocally. Robin, this is good, right?
Money supply?
Money supply is going down.
This is the percentage change, though.
Your
So,
percentage change.
no, it's good. I'm just saying that they printed 3 times the amount of money that was in circulation over the course of 2.5 years, aka the 2020 pandemic and money printing fiasco. They tripled the amount of money we had in the US. They tripled it. Think about what that means. And now we've reduced the amount of money by what was the percentage?
1.3%.
We reduced the amount by 1.3%.
A lot of money.
We increased it by 350%. And let's clap our hands, guys. We've reduced it by 1.
Hey, that's better than nothing, dude.
No, it's the same as nothing. You went up 300. Okay, so now your inflation has went down. Your purchasing power, your tank of gas is now 1% cheaper. So now it's was it 5 cents cheaper, right? 1% is 5 cents on a $5 gallon of gas.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Thanks, government.
You're welcome. All right. That's it. We done.
We done? That's it?
That's it.
All right. Well, quick shout out to Happy Tinchy, Keegan, to you. Hola! Welcome. Consider crypto.
Also, happy Chinese New Year. It is the year of the rabbit. You know what animal you are? I think, weren't you the snake?
Me?
Yeah.
Hey.
So, it was very good.
Thank you, Rocco.
It was good.
We have a long way to go, though. I want you to know that. It doesn't stop there. I am the year of the tiger. Anyone else know what their year is? Throw your year in there. What for in honor of
that
Chinese
green
New Year?
shirt, you kind of look like a turtle. I'm just saying.
Oh my God! I'm not going to say that. Oh, Google user is a dragon. Also, I am a dragon. Oh, $1,000. Dang.
1,000. What currency is that?
Oh, maybe that's like an Asian currency. I really don't know, but maybe what currency is that? I'm genuinely curious. Anyways,
Crypto Music, thank you for the super chat of 1,000 said currency. We appreciate you. Without further ado, the skies are turning gray, which means tornado warning, right?
Tornado warning.
That was good. That was good. Real quick, before I signal us out of here, a lot of Year of the Rats in here. A lot of rats in here. So make sure to go follow us on social media, guys. Twitter at SinCityCrypto1. We have the link to everything is in the description of this video. If you want to support the channel, there's different ways of doing that as well. Also, go get yourself some dope ass merch from our merch store, brought to you by none other than the Don himself, Don Rocco. You can find not only Sin City crypto merch, but also other just traditional general cryptocurrency merch. With that being said,
We better see some Olas and
ATB.
in ATB, man.
Yeah.
'Cause your boy gonna
Also,
represent.
tomorrow, I will be on Good Morning Crypto Show I will retweet the link tomorrow. Come support. Let's show these other channels why we are #1 community in the space. With that being said, Marco! Friends, family, friends, and family, and family, friends. We thank you so much for spending your Tuesday with us here at Sin City Crypto. We had an amazing time. We hope you did too. On behalf of myself, Robin, Kyler, Rocco, and our special in-house friend, what's your name? Jason. Just kidding. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then.